Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. We're going to be doing some beef tri-tip. Delicious looking little steak here with just some minced garlic, some salt, and pepper. Yep, that's alright. Just 3 ingredients. We're going to be using our air fryer here, the Bella Pro Series. Just got this for a little Christmas gift, so we're going to try it out today. And yeah, hope you're with me. So first thing is we're going to preheat this bad boy. We're going to do about 385, 390, somewhere close to there. And we're going to want to do about 10 minutes and get that thing nice and hot there so it'll be like you're putting it into a hot pan. Next up, we're going to get our tri-tip out here just on some parchment paper. And I have let this get to room temperature. You don't want to start out cold, so make sure that that thing is up to room temperature. Your meat's nice and not frozen, not frigid, and of course, you know, it's in a fridge, so never was frozen. Anyways, we're gonna take our meat here, and one thing I like to do, you don't want to pat it dry. You don't want any moisture there because you want to get a nice sear on your meat. So take that paper towel, pat it all up nice and dry there. And once you get one side, you're gonna want to flip it over there and pat the other side. No moisture there, and it's also gonna just be good for everything as far as making a crust with our salt, pepper, and garlic there. Alright, next up we're gonna do the seasoning. So we're gonna start off with the minced garlic here. Give it a nice generous sprinkling. Remember, this is gonna turn into your crust, so you can be a little more liberal than you think. After that, next layer, you can do pepper, then salt, salt, then pepper. I'm going to go salt first here. This one's just some simple table salt here because I don't have any fancy meat salt, so I'm just going to sprinkle it there. And of course, we got our little pepper grinder. And I'm going to be pretty generous with the pepper there because I like the crust it creates. Alright, then you're going to want to flip that bad boy over. And we're going to get that other side nice and evenly coated as well. Again, just starting with some garlic here. Some table salt. And of course you can't have salt without the pepper. Now what I like to do here is really pat it into my meat there, get it deep down on both sides, and then you're going to also want to get the sides there because you don't want to leave those naked. The crust is going to go all the way around the meat, so make sure you get those. Any excess there that you have on the parchment, just stick it to there. Flip over your other piece, do it to the other side as well. There we go. And one thing that's important too, when you lay this in here, when you're going to put it into your pan, you're going to want it to have the fat side on the top, okay? There's not much fat on this. It was trimmed up pretty well from the store that I got it from, but as much fat as I can find on this one top piece here, we're going to put that fat on the top here. So cook it with the fat on the top of the meat, let it drip down, and then of course we're going to flip it halfway through, but just start out with the fat on top. Alright, that's a nice little sound it makes there when it is done. So we have the preheat ready. Sorry, I got a little smudge there. But yeah, now that we have it all preheat, we're ready to go. Let's open up this basket here. Ooh, and as you can just feel the heat coming off this baby. It is hot, like a nice hot skillet. I'm gonna drop this meat down in here, but first I'm gonna coat it with a little bit of spray olive oil. This one's a little brand I think you can find at like Albertsons. Yeah, just gonna spray it. This one's probably a little more generous than I should have been there, but yeah, just a little spritz is all you need. You can't hear it on the audio here, but it is sizzling when you drop it in, so you should be able to hear that sizzle when you're putting your meat down for the first time. And remember, keep that fat on the top there. This one's kind of a smaller pan, so just make sure that you do have some room there. Give it some space so it has enough room for the air fryer there to get it nice and crispy. And we're going to pop this guy back in here. Give it a good shove, make sure it's all closed all the way. We're going to do about 8 to 9 minutes looking at this thing. It's not exact, so yeah, probably 8 or 9. And as we can see halfway through here, we're going to take it out. You already can see it's getting cooked up pretty nicely here. It's only been about 4 minutes. We're going to flip it here. I'm just trying to do it with one hand because I'm holding the camera, so sorry about that. There we go. Got it flipped over now. So now the fat side's on the bottom there. We're gonna put our tongs down and then put it back in. The nice thing is when you pull out the lid, it does stop the time. So now it's gonna continue cooking there. And ready to hear that ding. I love that sound. It's a nice sound. It means our tri-tip is done. So let's pull it out and take a look. Ooh, that is pretty. I definitely think next time we could try maybe cooking it a little bit hotter for a little less time to maybe get that sear a little bit better, but that is nice, piping hot, looking great. Tri-tip there for only 8 minutes. Oh man, that's nice. You can see a little nice little crust, little char on some of the edges there. It's really good. And we're of course gonna make sure that we rest our meat here. We're never gonna want to cut right into it. But yeah, pretty good char on that. I'm pretty excited about the crust. So let's make sure we've rested it here, and now we're going to cut it into it. This is rested about 5 minutes, and the meat is tender. My knife just sucks, so take a look at that. Ooh, dang, that is some good tri-tip. They're looking beautiful here. Oh man, it smells delicious too. I wish you guys could smell it. Only 3 ingredients too: salt, pepper, a little garlic. Yeah, that is some good tri-tip. So yeah, very happy with how it turned out for the first time. Great color. Delicious tri-tip in an air fryer.